Best sales funnel? Time to find out. What's up guys, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and in this video we are putting 3 popular sales funnels on the chopping block and doing some good old-fashioned sales funnel analysis to see which sales funnel might be the best for your business, product, and customer. So in this particular video, we're just going to be conducting a brief analysis of 3 of the sales funnels that have proven to be the easiest to put together for beginners. And at the end of it, you can check out the link in the description to the Aspire journal, where you can actually download some of these templates and scripts and check out some swipe files of these sales funnels to help you decide which sales funnel is right for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead, dive right in. Let's take a look at the 3 sales funnels we're going to be analyzing today. We have the Tripwire sales funnel, the launch sales funnel, and my personal favorite, the webinar sales funnel. So I just want to be upfront, I am biased towards the webinar sales funnel, but I will do my best. I promise to be fair to the other 2 as well. So let's go ahead and kick things off with the Tripwire sales funnel. Now, there are a lot of different versions of the sales funnel that have emerged, and I want to give credit to Digital Marketer for being the pioneers of this particular funnel. So if you see a different version of the Tripwire sales funnel, just know that it has kind of been morphed and changed over time, and I don't even think the one I'm using here is the original one Digital Marketer created a couple of years back. And so there are 4 key steps to the Tripwire funnel. First, we have the landing page. It offers a free download or a free tutorial. Then it has the thank you page with an immediate short form video sales letter for a $7 to $27 product. And then those who don't purchase go to an email sequence that essentially drive them back to that video. And of course, the email sequence also delivers the free download if the free download wasn't delivered on the initial sales page, and that's it. So the big pros on this particular sales funnel is it's really fast to set up, and it's easier to get a sale with a lower price point product, right? If you're only asking for $27 or $7, that's a much easier sell than, you know, a $200 or $500 course or piece of software. And then, of course, the other big advantage is it gets people who have their red shirt on. And this is essentially people who are ready to buy right now. One of the disadvantages of the other 2 is it doesn't have a buy now function, where this really focuses on the impulse buy, because a lot of buys are impulse when it comes to digital products. So having a funnel that takes advantage of this in a good way, obviously you're still providing value, you're not taking advantage of people, you just take advantage of the state of mind that they're in, where they are ready for a solution, they want to buy now, and so hey, give them what they want right then and there. Now the flip side of this is the revenue per customer is much lower with this type of funnel, and you have a much longer road to get to higher price point products, right? Obviously you're going to have some upsells after they purchase that $7 or $27 product, but you have a long way to go in terms of starting at $7 and working them up the value ladder of your big company-wide sales funnel, as you can see here in this diagram, where you're starting at $7 and you have a long way to go to your higher price point products. So that's lower revenue per customer, and it can turn some people off who don't have their red shirt on, right? There's a certain percentage of people who are immediately going to be turned off that they just enter their name and email for something and you're already asking for money. Of course, this is all comes down to testing, figuring out what works best for your brand and for sales. Next, we have the launch funnel, and the launch funnel is a short 3 to 4 series of videos that solves a particular problem for your prospect. So it looks something like this. You have a landing page and it says, hey, here's a mini course on X, all right? And then as soon as people opt in, they are immediately taken to the first video, and then over the next couple of days, emails go out sharing the remaining videos with them, and then the final video sells your product or service. If they don't buy, then you have a follow-up sequence. All of these are going to have a follow-up sequence for people who don't buy. Now, the pros of this is it gives you an opportunity and really an excuse to email them constantly. With the first Tripwire funnel, if you don't get a sale right then and there, as you try and follow up with people again to drive them back to the tutorial video, it's pretty obvious what you're doing. You're trying to drive them back to a sales video. With this one, you're able to lengthen that length of time that you're building a relationship with them, and you have a really legitimate reason for emailing them every day, and sometimes multiple times a day, because you're delivering pieces of content to them that you said you were going to deliver. So you said you were going to email them, they expect you to email them constantly for a short period of time. So it gives you a greater number of opportunities to really connect with people. And that helps build more trust than with the Tripwire funnel. And those video series tend to have a higher perceived value than just a one-off tutorial. Now, this does go with some cons though, and that is that when someone opts in, they're not going to see your offer until quite a ways down the road. So unlike the Tripwire funnel, where you can get all the red shirt people who are ready to buy right then and there, you're lengthening the time it takes for people to get to that offer. So people who are really impulsive and ready to buy now might be a little frustrated that they have to wait so long to see what you got and get all of the value that they're looking for. So it's not good if your marketplace is really impatient. On the other hand too, what's also a big con is you are at the mercy of email deliverability. Whereas with the Tripwire funnel, you can immediately put the offer in front of them. If you're struggling with email deliverability rates, they might miss some of the videos in the sequence, or your emails might be going to spam. And so it's really heavily reliant on people actually opening up their emails to get your content. And the final con of this particular one, and this is true for the webinar sales funnel as well, is it just takes longer to set up because you have more videos and you have more emails in the process. And finally, we have the webinar sales funnel, my personal favorite. So this is where you put together a 40 to 90 minute value-based presentation with a sales pitch at the end. It's very similar to the launch style funnel. The only difference is instead of a series of videos, you're going to cram everything into one video and have them show up to watch the whole thing at once. So this works very similar to the first two. It starts with a landing page where you talk about the problems you can solve and the benefits of signing up for the download or the mini series, or in this case the webinar. And once they sign up, you send them a few emails to remind them to show up at the webinar at the specified time. They show up, hopefully they buy. For those who buy, they go into an upsell sequence immediately, just like the other two. If they don't buy, then they go into a remarketing sequence, just like with the other ones, following up again via email. And if you're really advanced, following up via Facebook and YouTube ads, specifically at the people who showed up to the webinar but did not purchase. Now, what makes webinars stand out from the rest is I personally think they tend to have the highest perceived value and they force a commitment. With the other ones, you never really know when they've clicked the link to watch the video, whereas this, you are asking people to block out a specific amount of time to give you their undivided attention. Now, you never know if you're getting their undivided attention, but at least on the outset, you have people who are saying, yes, I'm going to show up at this specific time to watch your content, which is why it's so important that the webinar is actually valuable, because it needs to pull people through. But then again, the other two videos you put together for the other sales funnel styles also need to be valuable. So what makes webinars sales funnels really stand out is that higher perceived value, that commitment, and the fact that they can actually be combined with a launch style funnel as well. So you can actually create a couple of videos pre-webinar and post-webinar and have the webinar kind of in the middle, but that's kind of an advanced little combo trick you can do. And for the cons, it's one of the most difficult to set up out of the three. It requires you to purchase some additional software to use, so you're going to be stuck using something like Webinar Jam or Stealth Seminar. I'll have review links in the description so you can figure out which one works best for you if that's what you think you're going to do. And it's definitely the most work out of the three in terms of putting together a 40 to 90 minute presentation. It requires the most amount of content, and it requires your viewer to show up at a specific time. So that's a pro and it's a con, because some people will not want to show up at a specific time, or they might just not show up because they think there's going to be a replay, and then you're kind of doing the same thing the Tripwire and launch style funnels do, where people are just coming to watch it whenever they want. But at least you did have that opportunity to have their undivided attention for those kind of hyper aware prospects that are more in tune with your message, who really wanted to show up and get the information. So I'm curious to think what you think of these three sales funnels, and if you've used any type of these sales funnels in the past, or if you have a completely different one that you think outshines all three of those. I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. And when it comes to webinar funnels, I told you I was biased. You can check out the channel link and a link in the description over to the Aspire journal at jasonwhaling.com, where I actually have a complete mini class on how to put together a webinar sales funnel from scratch. It includes a short series of videos in addition to some templates and copy paste scripts that you can use to put together your own webinar sales funnel. And I also have some info over there on the other types of sales funnels as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative and actionable. If you got some value out of it, go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe for more business building and marketing tactics and strategies just like the ones covered in this video. Over on my YouTube channel, I'm going from A to Z and everything in between on what it takes to put together an online business from scratch. We've got a great growing community of aspiring entrepreneurs. And if you have any questions about digital marketing in general, or specifically ones that came up in this video on choosing which sales funnel style is the best for your business, we analyzed quite a bit here. Go ahead and drop a comment below. I read and reply to every single comment. So make sure to like, subscribe, and until the next video, keep building the business you love. Take care.